Welcome to another magical week in the merry-go-round of life, as 'twere. A few little vignettes chronicling the upcoming week. Monday 9th December 2024, and it is a free will day. A free will day. Think about these free will days. The energy is normally, it really is predicated on the moon. It's that the moon is, because the moon's ever present, it's always moving. The other planets kind of slow moving. So often they, take time, even days, to get into even first gear. Not the moon. That's why it's tough being a Cancerian, ruled by the moon, particularly the boys. This moon is a moon in Aries today, so you can get a lot done. Even though Mars, Aries ruler, is currently retrograde, it's still energized. It's just a more chilled energy. So if you want to get stuff done in a kind of chill way, but actually have a progressive day, today's the day. Tuesday, 10th of December, 2024. A fantastic day. This great energy. It's not moon-led. It starts off with the sun, trine Chiron. Now the sun is the essence of you. Okay, so it's all about you. Trine is the most positive aspect, 120 degrees apart. The two planets are 120 degrees apart, but also like 60 degrees, 30 degrees. These are sextile, semi-sextile, inconjunct, or quincunx, has two names, 150 degrees apart. These are all positive aspects. So this is sun, very positively aspected with Chiron. Now Chiron is a major player. He's a connector. He's an uber connector. He connects the inner planets and the outer planets. He's right in the middle, little powerful, power-packed planet. I have to imagine two little suspension bridges, like either side of Chiron, connecting the inner planets to the outer planets. Now, when Chiron was discovered, he was just defined in an instant as the wounded healer. There is a story, a backstory as to why he's considered the wounded healer, and utter nonsense as far as this astrology is concerned. He is positive across the board, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Chiron is just a positive player, full stop. So when it's the essence of you and it's Chiron and it's a very positively aspected aspect, it's kind of magical in all areas of your life. If you just focus on you and in whatever area of life you want to focus on or progress therein on, this is a great day to do it, to initiate anything, to just, even pamper yourself. This is about me, just whatever area of life. I want to become mentally strong. Book a course, on how to become mentally stronger. I need to completely zen out physically. Wellness weekend or wellness day, or whatever it is. Just look at yourself and think, okay, what do I need as a human being, as an entity, as an individual on this day, and utilize sun trine Chiron. And also today we have Venus sextile the North Node. So there's a lot going on today. The South Node and the North Node are the two little satellites of the moon. South Node is kind of where you came from, like your previous journey, your backstory. And then you land on terra firma. Ooh, what's this place? And where the hell am I going? Well, you're heading towards your North Node. Arrived courtesy of South Node, heading towards North Node. Now, when Venus is sextile the North Node, and Venus is both fiscally and romantically inclined, and the North Node has very much a destiny feel to it. You're like, oh wow. So love, money, and destiny. Exactly. So if anything occurs today that has a very destiny-esque feel to it, and it has a financial aspect or a romantic aspect to it, stop, step back, cogitate, ruminate, consider, and think, okay, there is relevance here, and there really is. So understand what the relevance is, embrace it, nurture it, because it's a definite positive when Venus is sextile the North Node, the little node of destiny. This day, freaking rocks. Motoring through the week, we arrive at Wednesday, the 11th of December, 2024. Now, ultimately, this is quite a real Zen day. If you don't wake up feeling, if you're a Taurus or a Scorpio, you may be feeling a little edgy today as we edge towards a full moon. But any of the other 10 star signs, you should be feeling pretty good. The moon loves in Taurus, the moon. It loves being in Taurus. It's a free will day with the moon in Taurus. So it's very zen, very relaxed. So if you don't want to do anything, great. It's just one of those really easy days. And it's nice to have a midweek kind of free will, happy moon day. You can kind of go anywhere and do anything with a sort of a degree of Taurian moon optimism. Is that kind of day. Taurus themselves, because of the imminent power of the full moon, along with the opposite sign Scorpio, you may feel a little bit edgy. So if you do, just take time out. You know, don't force it. The rest of you, just enjoy the easy, quietly optimistic, positive energy of this day, the 11th of December. Ooh. We have to say with this one, December 12th, 2024. Yes. Now this is a day to, I laugh at days like this because the volatility in the world of relationships and money is unequivocally in play today. No question. Venus opposite Mars. This is love and money and aggression, right? But sort of unbridled, not necessarily calm aggression. It's kind of volatile aggression in the world of money and love. Don't go volatile. Manage your emotions. If you're thinking of being romantically inclined, don't go there. I'm trying to be positive on this day, but let's be honest, it is not positive energy. It's potentially volatile energy. And if you can avoid signing any contracts or concluding any deals or anything that has a really important fiscal aspect to it, best to demur, feign injury, fake illness, just avoid signing any documentation in those two areas of life. Normally documentation is associated with Mercury, and it is, but when it's Venus and its aggressive energy, as in Mars opposite anything and anyone, you just best avoid Friday the 13th. Well, there are many iterations of the derivation, the origins of Friday the 13th. I suppose I should cite the most common theory is that Judas Iscariot was the 13th guest at the Last Supper, and the following day, Good Friday, was the crucifixion of Jesus. So the alignment of the two, therein proposed that Friday the 13th was not a great day, but there are many other iterations of why it's a less fortunate day. But let us not focus on these, myths that may or may not be true, may or may not. Let's focus on the fact that we have Mercury sextile Venus. That's cool. So you can go one of two ways. You can lock yourself in a cellar and come out on Saturday the 14th, or you can think, actually, Mercury sextile Venus. This is intellectual love. Yesterday, looking at yesterday positively, was just unadulterated, pure, mutual, physical lust at its best, because it was a tricky day. This day is intellectual love. These are the days when you meet a lover, a future lover, partner, soulmate, whose initial connection was intellectual. That kind of day. Also, Venus being a financial planet, a magnificent day as opposed to yesterday when you shouldn't sign a bloody thing. Today you can sign a dozen contracts as far as the ethereal realm is concerned today. Mercury sextile Venus. For me, it's just about one of the luckiest days to sign a contract, buy, sell, negotiate, sign contracts, sign deals, shake on anything. Absolutely, this is your kind of day. Now, the thing is, majority of people will think, I'm not going to go anywhere near that on Friday the 13th. So you've got two ways to go. Do I believe in the myth, the ancient myth of Friday the 13th, and the horror stories that have been associated with it? Or do I buy into the energy of the day, which is absolutely magnificent for all things signing of contracts, contractuals? Has a very lucky feel to it. Two roads, two choices. Over to you. It's Saturday the 14th of December, moon in Gemini. Now the truth is the moon is not unhappy in Gemini. It's a freaking mad moon. It's mad energy. It's really like you wake up when the moon is in Gemini on a given day, thinking it's all a little bit wired, like happy wired, like kind of doolally wired. But when it's the day before a full moon, also in Gemini, it's probably going to be a seriously wired day. The moon drives it because it's effectively a free will day, which is great. But it is the kind of day where you might not get that much done because of the sort of the mania of the Gemini mind and the Gemini energy, aligned with the emotion of an impending full moon. So certainly for me, on this particular day, you can get stuff done, but I would think my intuition is because it's more of a wired intellectual Gemini agility day, that if you want to get things done which require a degree of really problem solving, savvy, like original, innovative thinking. Okay, something I've been putting off for a long time. I just couldn't work out how to do it, what process I should apply. I needed an intellectual take to complete this particular task. Here is your day. Well, if you survive the madness of Saturday 14th, a kind of wired day, we've made it to Sunday, but whether we'll get to the end of Sunday, I really don't know. I don't know, because this day's crazy. Full moon in Gemini. All right, so let's just get one thing out of the way first of all. That is a seriously intense moon. It's an unstable moon, if I'm honest here, an unstable full moon. So emotions could be all over the shop today, all over the shop. On top of everything else, you've got Sun quincunx Uranus, and when Sun is quincunx Uranus, that is the maddest combination. It's like Uranus is a great maverick. Quincunx is a sort of it's positive. So, and the Sun is the essence of you. So Sun quincunx Uranus, I absolutely love. Anything can happen. I mean, anything in any area of life when the Sun is quincunx Uranus. So anything to do with, just any area of life, spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, but positively and optimistically. It has that kind of cool energy of it, but you have to just run with it. It's really spontaneous energy, Uranus, really sort of very changeable energy, spontaneous, but it's a positive aspect. So, from the perspective of this day could just go anywhere. That's just Sun quincunx Uranus. Then you've got the end of the retrograde phase, but that means all things communication and travel will be all over the shop. And you've got a really unsteady, unstable full moon in Gemini. So if you want to anoint a day this year for being one of the craziest, maddest, most insane, wired, emotionally unstable days you're going to come across this year, and you're probably looking at it for Sunday the 15th of December, go with the flow, plan nothing, and have zero expectations. Sunday the 15th. And it could be magical, but it could be utterly, just completely mad. Just have zero expectations and see where it ends up. I think that's the best, most fun, exciting approach to the conclusion of this particular week. And as always, I have to say to each and every one who follows me, I so bloody well value it. It is, I'm obsessed with knowledge, and I view your following me as a testament to the wonderful universe that is astrology and the knowledge itself. I've been an astrologer for probably literally 45 years, but I've simplified this beautiful universe so everyone can hopefully understand it. And so the fact that you follow me, it just justifies the endeavor that's gone into it. And it's of such great value, because you know, there are people that will just put 40, 50, 60 years into something, and you get about 6 people that go, bloody hell, that was good. So, you know, that's kind of, that's heartbreaking on one level. So if you're at the other end of the spectrum and people really value what you do, it's very much the age of Aquarius and Pluto in Aquarius. But for me, myself, and for my fragile Virgo moon, my perfectionist Virgo moon, which just causes me no end of grief, being a perfectionist on every single level, it justifies the decades of just keep trucking, as my father would say. Sport, he used to call me sport. There was a time when I wasn't so bad at sport. Still play, and he would say, sport, just perfect your craft. So the fact that you follow me is maybe suggesting that I'm getting close to perfecting my craft. Thank you so much for that. Till next week.